8 years ago, I got my first camera. Now, said camera was this guy right here. This is the GoPro Hero 4 Session. And I remember that I saved up all the money I had for a good amount of time. And once this thing went on sale, I begged my dad to let me buy it. And that really started my kind of passion for cameras, photography, filmmaking, anything to do with a camera. And so using this camera, I would go on to learn how to take photos. I would go on to making YouTube videos, and I would just fall in love with filming anything and everything that I could. My first YouTube video on my channel was 8 years ago when I got this filmed on this. And then fast forward a few years later, my aunt had an older DSLR that she used throughout college, and so I was able to borrow that for a couple years and really learn how to take photos. That's also when I did my first paying photo job. I photographed a wedding and a couple other things. So I started making money from this stuff with that camera. And then in 2020, on my 18th birthday, things got serious. I received my first real camera. And that was this guy. This is the Sony a6400. For the size of this thing, it is very, very, very powerful. Now, I had this camera for about 4 years, and this camera has completely transformed my filmmaking. This is the camera that I learned pretty much everything when it comes to video on. Just because the DSLR that I had from my aunt did not record video, it was just photos. And so this was a camera that I wanted when it came out because it was budget friendly and it took really, really good video. So this camera would go on to be the main camera that I used for all of the filmmaking projects that I have done in the last 4 or 5 years. All of the clients that I have shot for with this camera. This camera has been on every single vacation with me, and it has seen a lot of memories. Now, fast forward to November 2024, I was sort of just feeling like this camera was not living up to my skill level, and I was kind of being held back by this camera for certain things. And so that's when I decided to make one of the biggest purchases I've ever made and buy a Sony FX30. And I had that camera for a couple weeks, and I absolutely loved it. Don't get me wrong, it is an amazing camera. However, my dream camera for probably the last 3 or 4 years has been the Sony FX3. But I always thought that I would never be able to afford a FX3. And so after buying the FX30, I still realized I always just want an FX3. And so I made it work. And then a month later, almost exactly a month later after getting my Sony FX30, I bought this, the FX3, my dream camera. And this camera has been absolutely amazing. Anything that I've thrown at it, it handles perfectly. The images that come out of this camera are just gorgeous. And so it definitely lives up to the hype. But with all that being said, the one thing that has stayed consistent with me liking cameras is the fact that I just want to create. I want to be someone that makes good videos. That's what I want to be known for. I just want to be known as John, he makes amazing videos. There has just always been one thing that has really kind of held me back when it came to creating, specifically on social media, and that is your niche. And so for me, if you know me personally, you know that I take interest in a multitude of different things, anything from fitness to filmmaking to business or cars or watches. And so I don't want to just limit myself to one niche. I don't want to be known as that gym guy or that filmmaker. I want to be known for who I am. I want to be known for John. I want to be known as someone who makes good videos. However, recently, the last few weeks, I have been struggling a lot with a writer's block or creative's block. And I have been meaning to film this video for literally 2 or 3 weeks, but I just cannot get started. So today I just figured, let me just pick up the camera and just press record. So with that being said, I did not just buy an FX3 for fun, and I really want to pursue content creation full time. And with us being in the new year, I figured, you know what, let's make it this year. So I don't know what I'm going to post. I don't know how often I'm going to post, but I do know that I want to be posting here on YouTube consistently. And bear with me as I try to figure out what types of videos I like to make, because all I know is I just like to make good videos. That is all that I have for today. It's a short little video. I just wanted to get one out and kind of push through this block that I've been having. So, see you next time.